What's up guys, and welcome back to the Pursuit of Growth. In this video today we're going to be doing our next application on this lawn right here. If you haven't seen the first one, I encourage you to check out the video in the box where we applied a simple, effective, and cheap three-way herbicide to take care of the simple broadleaf weeds, and now we're going to come back and take care of the more difficult to control weeds. So stick around, this is the Pursuit of Growth. So real quick, I do want to take you in here and show you what things look like. We are, geez, I don't know. I'll put it on the screen when I applied the three-way herbicide, but things are looking really good and there is almost no clover. I mean, it's still there for sure. But clover literally blanketed this lawn. You can see there's still a bunch that are in various states of decay, but a lot of it has disappeared with homeowner mowing, and it'll continue to do that. And any clover that's left will also be affected by the product that we're going to use today. But what we're going to be going after with the product I'm about to show you is all of this creeping Charlie. And as I back up, you can see that by the texture that is pretty much the main thing that's left to really tackle in this lawn. It's just kind of everywhere. You can see here's the remnants of some Oxalis, and it is not doing too well. Look at those leaves, they're still curled up. But again, like I said in the past video, you know, with this woody stem, it can be a little bit difficult to control, maybe take 2 applications. But what we're going to use today to go after what's left in this lawn will take care of all of it. So the main thing that interests us in this product is going to be the triclop here. This is a three-way mixture of MCPA that was found in our initial application, as well as the dicamba. But this, instead of having 2,4-D, has triclop here. And again, that's what we want to go after, our creeping Charlie. That's what we're going to have a really good effect on it, because triclop here is better for penetrating that waxy surface of that leaf. Also, we'll have some efficacy and we'll have action on any of the clover that's left and that Oxalis. And like the first video, we're going to be using the chem stick again. Same rates. We're going to go 1 ounce per 1,000 on this. We're going to go 1/2 ounce per 1,000 on that, and we will track the results. One other different thing that I will be using is, instead of the fan tip that we used before, I am going to use my 1.5 gallon per minute Lesco nozzle that I built, and we're going to see how that works. Much bigger droplet size out of that. Not going to be a fine mist, but with the chem stick, those larger droplets, when they hit the plant, will be able to disperse and cover the surface of the plant versus just running off. One thing I want to add, and it's a really nice trick, and yes, I'll be putting on gloves for this. Obviously got the long sleeves. I'll change into the, you can barely see them, the boots over there, but always follow the label. But the one thing I want to recommend, it's a little trick I use, especially because I'm not mixing large volumes in like a skid sprayer yet. I need 2 ounces of this product in that. Well, it could be really hard to get 2 ounces out of this juggling a 2.5 gallon bottle around when you only need 2 ounces out of this. So what I do when I have a big bottle and I need a small amount of product is I will pour into something like this that's a little bit bigger, and if I overfill this, okay, whatever, and then I will pour the 2 ounces into this, as opposed to trying to just get 2 ounces straight out of this 2.5 gallon bottle. Can be kind of cumbersome to do. So just a little tip there. I poke a little breather hole in the top, and then I poke a small hole in this seal that usually comes on these. If I'm not going to be dumping out massive amounts of this, why open this whole thing up and just risk making a big mess and spilling? And if you don't do that air hole right there, you'll get that big bloop 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 bloop, and it could make a mess. So I just want to give those 2 tips. You can fill something bigger and then fill your accurate measurement, and then you can do something like this so that you don't have a big giant mouth opening to make spills and messes. just show you the spray difference as I start this yard. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for this one. We went after that wild violet and any clover or anything that was left with the Cool Power, and we'll continue to check the updates in the coming days, week or so. All right, so it has been 4 days since we made the application of Cool Power to this lawn over here. I wanted to wait till day 5 to take a look at it, but unfortunately, with the funeral services for my father-in-law, probably going to be too busy to take a look at it at day 5. So 1 day earlier than I wanted to do it, but let's go take a look and see what we can observe. So here's an overall view of the stand, and you can kind of probably see a good bit of discoloration going on right in that area, and that is not damage to the turf. That is just in that area right there where you see like that lime green color. That was one of the most heavy areas as far as the wild violet was concerned. So really what that is as we walk out here is just because the wild violet is losing color and it's giving a lime green hue. But if you come in and look, that is definitely not turf damage from the application. This lawn could use a good dethatching. And you have to remember, this was so covered with such a thick layer of wild violet that the turf underneath it was getting blocked out. So in the process of killing off this wild violet, we can try to encourage this turf over to get thicken up. Can't talk. Sorry, I just got back from a run. I'm a little sweaty. But anyway, you can see that the wild violet is definitely starting to take a beating here. Again, this is my first time using Cool Power. I don't know if I said that in the beginning, but this is my first time using this product. But what I'm seeing, I'm pretty happy with. Now you can see some, like this guy right here, doesn't look like he's hurting too bad. But you look at other ones and it's starting to check out for sure. Starting to get hard to find clover. It was easy to find at first. You can still find some pieces, but they're definitely hurting on their way out. There's a little piece of dandelion right there. You can see pretty beat up on its way out. And there's the Oxalis, and boy, that is really getting whooped up on. Look at that. That 2,4-D put a good hurting on it. But now coming back with this Cool Power with the addition of triclopyr, man, that's really getting us good results. Looky right here. I don't know what kind of grassy weed we had here. Maybe it was some crabgrass. No, there's no way that was crabgrass. Yeah, it might have been. Yeah, it might have been crabgrass, but that's checking out. Not a huge target this time of the year because the cool weather is gonna kill that off. So there you go, guys. That's 4 days post-application with the Cool Power. Back with the final update of Cool Power application to this yard behind me. 18 days post-application at this point. Let's go take a look. I can tell you this, there is far less wild violet in this yard. This is the biggest patch I'm standing over right now, and they are just still continuing to wilt and wither. In the last update, we saw that there were some that didn't seem to be too affected, and now as I walk around and look, there's not too many that aren't affected at this point, and I will say that there is pretty much zero clover in this stand now. This is about as healthy as they get, and even that is not so great, but everything else is really hurting. And I'm looking around to see if I see any Oxalis, and I don't see any. I definitely look forward to incorporating Cool Power into my program. A lot of new pickups, a lot of lawns that aren't maintenanced often have really bad wild violet problems, and creeping Charlie, but mostly wild violet. I still battle little pockets of them in my own yard, and I've been treating them forever. So what's interesting is when we started with the simple, cost-effective three-way from the last video that had 2,4-D, dicamba, and MCPA, we got some pretty decent results. Then we came back with the Cool Power, no 2,4-D, added triclopyr, but still had the MCPA and dicamba. So what if we had a product that had 2,4-D and triclopyr in it? I wonder how that would work. We saw how they work separately. What if they were together? In a third and final video, we are going to see what that would be like with a product by Nufarm again called 4-Speed XT. We'll see you on the next one. We'll test it on this stuff that's almost finished, as well as some new stuff to see if we went with that product from the jump, how it would have worked. Thanks for watching. I hope you got something from this. We'll see you next time. This is The Pursuit of Growth.